Jack Frost, a direct-to-video release with a cool lenticular cover. It's also not to be confused with the Michael Keaton film that came out a year later, because he's chillin' and killin'. The film begins with an obviously totally little girl asking for a story.
Uncle Henry, tell me a story.
No, it's late. Go to bed. Santa will be here soon.
No, I want a story, please.
All right.
I like that the credits are on the decorations.
Well, Jack would get up, eat something, then hurry off and kill someone. Because that's what he did. He killed people.
I always knew there was something weird about him. So after traumatizing a little girl, we see a prisoner transport with a guy named Jack Frost, played by Scott McDonald, who kind of looks like if Bruce Campbell played the Joker. Dude, when was the last time you replaced your wipers? They're driving through Snowman, County, Snowman, capital of the Midwest. I'm pretty sure I've been there. Wouldn't you know it, a chemical company crashes into the police transport. Jack Frost escapes, but he gets doused with chemicals.
Transforming Little Melvin
into a cartoon. And because, science, his blood bonds with the snow particles and becomes a snowman. Later we meet the Sheriff Sam, his wife Ann, and son Ryan. And Sheriff Sam was the one who arrested Jack Frost. Well, now he just looks like Ethan Suplee. I guess someone has to. Ethan Suplee doesn't anymore. But anyways, Ryan makes some poison in the kitchen and wants to join the snowman competition. Despite being set in the Midwest, this film was entirely filmed in fawn-skinned Southern California, so of course there was no snow anywhere. And it's a little obvious. We meet Jill, played by Shannon Elizabeth, in her first major role. You probably know her, of course, from 13 Ghosts. We also meet Tommy, who's making some gender-bent Rule 34 of Jack Frost. But then Sheriff has to go to work, and there's someone who's dead, and they don't know what caused.
What'd you get, Doc Peters? Take your foot off the chair.
So they get Agent Manners on the job, and he interrogates the scientist guy. And luckily for Ryan, he didn't have to make a snowman at all because there's a big styrofoam mold outside. So he sticks a carrot to it, some coals that he has for some reason, and hollows out its mouth for some reason. But then a bunch of bullies are mad at him because it's in the way of their sledding. One of them knocks off the head to Frosty, but then he knocks off his head by pushing him down and causing some sort of time warp because despite the kid already sledding, the bully kid was knocked all the way down to the end, where the sledder apparently has the sharpest sled in the world because it takes his head clean off and sends it flying. His parents pissed about Ryan killing his kid, but not mad at the sledder who was actually the one who took his head off. But he's been dead for 5 hours, want to put up Christmas decorations. And Jack Frost is there to help. Sticking an axe down the dad's throat, he teleports inside with his snow glitter and turns the mom into a festive Cenobite. Bizarre. Then later, I don't think this movie's taking itself that serious. Especially when the snowman gets in the car and backs over someone. Everyone's upset about the snowman festival happening and also a snowman killer going around. But Jill and Tommy decide to sneak into the sheriff's place and do a Michigan striptease. And yes, they still have clothes on under all those jackets. So after spending 2 hours taking off their clothes, Shannon Elizabeth decides to take a bath instead. And Jack Frost shows up. And he's got the vision of someone who has glasses on when it's snowing. Also, he can shoot icicles. Then he sneaks into the bath and does the old unconsensual Christmas stocking stuffer, in case you didn't think this movie was tasteless enough. And he's using his carrot nose to do it. Manners and Sam meet up, but there's a snowstorm coming. But luckily, Manor has a bunch of chrome guns, which work just about as well as you would think on the snowman, and Jack Frost can melt himself and sneak in. So Manor shoots the water. I think it's funnier the fact that the water just eats the bullets and there's not any marks on the ground. But luckily, Sheriff Sam finds Jack Frost's one weakness, melting. But it's okay when he melts himself. And luckily, the office lady at the police station has enough hairspray to melt the entire ozone, so they set them off and create a bomb to blow up Jack Frost. Off screen because we can't afford to blow up a real building. He's fine. One quick conversation about how the soul is a chemical or something, who cares? Their plan B is to push Jack Frost with a bunch of hair dryers into the furnace. Now this is where they should have became just Return to Living Dead and Jack Frost bonds with all the snow in the area. But we still have 15 minutes left, so he noms on the agent guy, but he's okay. He tries escaping in the scientist guy, and it becomes the stuff for a second. But luckily, they find another weakness that's more opponent to Jack Frost. Antifreeze, which Ryan put in the oatmeal from earlier. See, I wasn't kidding when I said he was making poison. Jack gets knocked away with a car. You can obviously see the string pulling the snowman away. Everyone loads up on antifreeze. When I first saw this, I thought it was really weird that the antifreeze is like neon green, because I'm usually used to it being like pink. But apparently there is different types of antifreeze they make for reasons. I don't know, I don't drive yet. Then the sheriff knocks him into the back of a truck full of antifreeze, and somehow doesn't suffer some severe burns or irritation from literally dunking himself in antifreeze. Oh no, an arm still survives, So he just baptizes his son in antifreeze. He's still going to hell for doing a full immersion instead of sprinkling it on him. They drain the antifreeze back into bottles and bury them, because Jack Frost is now possessing the antifreeze. Final body count: 10. Jack Frost is a very silly horror film, and it knows it. The film actually realizes how silly it is to have a killer snowman and goes about as far as you need to with it. And you can definitely tell Scott McDonald is having a time of his life playing Snowman Freddy Krueger. The film is actually really, really funny in some spots. It's a silly, cheap snowman film, and it does exactly what it needs to be. If you're looking for the meaning of life in this, you're stupid. But as is, it does exactly what it needs to be, so 6 out of 10. For entertainment value. Make sure to like, share, comment, and if you're new here, subscribe.